welcome to the 2016 Miamisburg Spring Fling Parade. I'm Gary Giles. Glad to have you with us again for the official kickoff of the weekend Spring Fling Festival going on Saturday and Sunday at Miamisburg. If you are watching us on May the 21st, you are watching live coverage of the parade. And there's our traditional start. First with an entry from the Miamisburg Police Department in the SUV there, and followed closely by the combined honor guard of 165, numbers 598 and 3438, honoring our veterans by the displaying of colors. The honor guard participates in a variety of activities throughout the year, about 200 events all told. And in front of the color guard in the Miamisburg police vehicle is Officer Doug Sheritz. He is the DARE officer for the Miamisburg Police Department. There's a vehicle representing Miamisburg American Legion Post 165, the minibus vehicle there in the center of your screen. We're glad to have you with us for the kickoff of the 2016 Spring Fling Parade. It is a little bit of a wet morning in Miamisburg. There's your Grand Marshal behind the minibus. That's Carolyn Kilpatrick, known throughout the community for work in various civic organizations, most notably the Miamisburg Youth Center, board member for about 3 decades, and teacher and guidance counselor for Miamisburg High School for about 40 years, I think. Following Carolyn Kilpatrick, Mayor Dick Church Jr. and members of City Council in the golf carts, Mike McCabe, Tom Nicholas, John Stalder, Greg Thompson, all with various members of family and spouses, Ryan Colvin, Councilwoman Sarah Clark, and then finally Michelle Collins in the golf carts, the mayor and city council for the city of Miamisburg. Representatives from the office of the Montgomery County Clerk of Courts, Greg Brush, following up next. Greg Brush has been the Montgomery County Clerk of Courts since January of 2007 rather. In 2011, he served as the president of the Ohio Clerk of Courts Association. That's Greg Brush, Montgomery County Clerk of Courts. And there's Mr. Brush walking by. Glad to have him again this year in the Spring Fling Parade. You know, every year we have elected officials and candidates for office participating in our parade. Behind Mr. Brush, you have State Representative Niraj Antani. And Mr. Antani is in his first full term as a state representative. He's actually the first state representative from the city of Miamisburg since the Civil War era. Niraj Antani, state representative. A vehicle there from the law firm of Dyer, Garofalo, Mann and Schultz. That's a local service, a full service rather, law firm. Handles personal injury, medical malpractice, workers' compensation among their specialties throughout Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky. And behind that, on the flatbed vehicle there, looks like our entries are beginning from the Miamisburg Civic Youth Baseball and Softball Association. This league was founded in 1958, and it's been serving youth Little League baseball and softball players in Miamisburg ever since then. This is usually a lengthy injury here in our parade because of the popularity of youth baseball and softball in Miamisburg. The season just getting underway here in May. Looks like the rain is not dampening the enthusiasm and energy from these young athletes, baseball and softball players. If you're just joining us, we're in the early throes of the 2016 Miamisburg Spring Fling Parade. I'm Gary Giles. Our broadcast location, as we continue watching these young baseball and softball players pass by, our broadcast location is on Central Avenue, right next to the Miamisburg Civic Center at the corner of Central and 2nd Street. The parade route is traveling from the downtown area eastbound on Central, and it will conclude on 5th Street right next to Library Park. And if you're familiar with the Spring Fling Festival, Library Park is the headquarters for Spring Fling activities. All weekend long, you're going to see arts and craft booths, a carnival with games and rides, of course. You're going to have live entertainment in the park, lots of children's activities, lots of food and drink, just a weekend long of fun festival activities in Library Park. And if you're watching us live on May the 21st, we want to invite you to come down not only to the parade itself, and there is still time to do so, but also participate and enjoy some of the Spring Fling activities going on in Library Park. That's along Central Avenue near the railroad tracks. As usual, I am expecting Miamisburg Mayor Dick Church Jr. to join me here along the parade route and provide some commentary along with myself. He was near the front of the parade, and once he comes to his stopping point, he'll start traveling down this way. As you notice in your screen there, as you watch the wet pavement, we are hampered by light rain showers here this year. We've been so lucky through the years with the good weather for our Spring Fling Parade. This year, not as much, but it's not stopping the activities. The participants are still many, and while the crowd may be thinned somewhat along the sidewalk here along the parade route, we do have some spectators camped out in their lawn chairs, just a few umbrellas, and the rain is light. Clouds are overcast, but the rain is light, and the parade goes on, so always good to see. The Spring Fling has been going on in Miamisburg since 1981. And those committee members that put on this event each year, so selfless, spend so much time, do a great job putting this event together, and something for the community to enjoy so much. The entries continue passing by our parade location. Again, this is the Miamisburg Youth Civic Baseball and Softball Association. Little League baseball and softball teams from the Miamisburg League. Not letting the rain deter their participation, although if there are any games scheduled today, those games might very well be impacted by the wet weather. Lots of energy and enthusiasm. Of course, crucial to the operation of youth sports are the many volunteers who help with coaching, organization, scheduling, leadership positions, keeping score, various other tasks associated with running a successful youth sports organization, and those people deserve so much credit. Not only that, but also the many local businesses who serve as sponsors for these teams. Can't say enough about the small business, the local business participation and supporting these young folks. There's an organization passing by that I believe is a travel softball fast pitch team called the Miamisburg Sting. It's a select softball team in Miamisburg. Young girls. But just wouldn't be possible without those contributions from the businesses and the volunteers. Baseball and softball, very popular in Miamisburg, traditionally. Very, very popular. And we are scheduled, I'll remind you, like we traditionally have here for the Spring Fling Parade, we are scheduled to see the Antioch Temple Shrine units, the latter half of the parade. We'll see if the rainy weather this morning has impacted that participation at all. But they were scheduled to be here, and the mayor will have more to say about that when he joins me. The mayor is a longtime member of the Antioch Shrine. As the youth baseball and softball teams continue to pass by our broadcast location. Our parade coverage is being brought to you by the Miami Valley Communications Council, the Council of Governments in southern Montgomery County as well as northern Warren County. Bring cable television coverage, among other services, to the local governments, specialty programming, city council meetings here on Time Warner and AT&T Cable, and programming also available online at mvcc.net. That's the Miami Valley Communications Council, and our thanks to those people who are here with MVCC staff and volunteers. Now we're going straight from the Little League entries and in the white vehicle there just passed by our camera location from the Miamisburg Historical Society, the SUV and the Model T, or I should say Willie's Overland Touring car, passing by our location here. They're from the Miamisburg Historical Society, a very active organization. And then we're going right into the Antioch Temple Shrine units, led off by the Parade Escort unit. And it's good to see the Shriners out here following right behind the Little League entries and the Historical Society. And one of the signs with the Historical Society promoting the city's bicentennial coming up in 2018, right around the corner. Behind the flag there, that vehicle entering your screen is the Antioch Legion of Honor. A traditional part of the Antioch, or of the Spring Fling Parade here in Miamisburg, the participation by the Antioch Shrine, so popular among our viewers along the parade route. Antioch potentate Dave Heiser, there you see in your screen. That's the leader of the regional shrine, Dave Heiser. The potentate there with the red umbrella. Now, as promised, joining me along the parade route, having finished his role up near the front of the parade, is Miamisburg Mayor, His Honor, Dick Church Jr. And Mayor, so happy to have you along with us here for 2016 coverage of the parade. Welcome.
The rain has not stopped this parade, but
it's a classic car unit passing by our broadcast spot now. Classic cars.
We've had pretty good crowd throughout, so the rain didn't dampen dampen that. And then we had another, if you haven't mentioned it already, but this is Miamisburg High School's graduation day.
I have not mentioned that yet.
And so our Miamisburg High School marching band is not with us today. They're getting set up at the Nutter Center. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that we have about 384 graduates this year. So I'm sure there's a lot of people up at the Nutter Center. But we have Spring Fling here, and we're going to enjoy it. And there's James Lentz from Miamisburg in one of his classic cars.
That's the director's staff in the black pickup there at the bottom of your screen, and followed by an entry from the Antioch Greeters.
Gary, Antioch Temple is 118 years old in 2016, and it covers a 14-county area, has membership of about 2,200 members, and there are about 30,000 Shriners nationwide, and 196 different shrine centers. These are the Indianapolis cars, and fairly new unit to Antioch. Bob Middlestead is the director. And the Shriners Parade, so that we can emphasize the 20-some hospitals that the Shrine operates. It's orthopedic and burn units, and this year's budget is $550 million. There's been over 1 million children served by Shrine hospitals since it was conceived in 1922. So this is past Masters Club here.
A small gathering on the back of that unit.
My brother's on there, I know, but riding in that golf cart, I had the honor of having Mason Colvin, the son of Councilman Ryan Colvin, ride with me today, and we didn't get wet. Every now and then we'd feel a drop, but that was about it. So.
Well, the rain is light, and it hasn't deterred the entries or some of the spectators here along our parade route. It is thinner than usual, but the rain is light, and we certainly don't want it to detract from the parade or a day long of activities. The rain is going to let up, at least in the forecast, later in the day. Tell us about this unit, Mayor.
This is the Antioch Bobbies unit, and it is one of the most sought-after parade units in our shrine. They have won national awards at our shrine activities throughout the country, and they're just a great entry to have in the parade. The Antioch Brass Band. Ed Mullen is the director of this group, and the bass drummer on that is Kenny Lips of Miamisburg. And here comes my unit, the Marching Patrol on scooters.
The Marching Patrol in the green jackets there. Stopping along the parade route as they normally do to offer a salute to one of their own, Mayor Dick Church Jr. This is the group he participates in when he is involved in the parades. And Mayor, you know, you talked about the great mission of the Antioch Shrine, and you're a past potentate of the organization. It's been an important part of your life, hasn't it?
It has. I was honored to be the potentate in 1989, and then I went on to be the president of the Great Lakes Shrine Association in 1993. The Shriners do so much good for crippled and burns children throughout the world. The services are free, We have vans that take them to the hospital at no charge, and we are very fortunate in this area that we have a burn unit located in Cincinnati and a orthopedic hospital that's located in Lexington, Ohio. These are all part of the Motor Corps, the Funsters. But over a million kids have been served since 1922. And I think this year we have 128,000 current children being served by these hospitals throughout the area. Now, the Antioch Rovers started here in Miamisburg, Ohio, when the Mountain Shrine Club was in existence, and now they are part of the Motor Corps. Our Kentucky Colonel unit usually marches, but they are I see them in cars today.
How many parades in the region would you say the Shrine participates in through the course of a summer?
I would say anywhere from 12 to 15 different communities they will participate. You got to remember, we're a 14-county area. We go as far north as Lima, far west is the Indiana border, east to Springfield, and south to Middletown, Lebanon areas down south. So it's quite a territory, and they try to participate in most of these communities that invite them. This is the four-wheelers unit, and you see some pretty big guys riding in those little cars. You notice they were using hand signals for their maneuvers, and they practice weekly. And Gary, this is the final unit of the shrine. It is the Antioch Calliope. And Stan Brookins of West Carrollton is on the keyboard. The Calliope always ends the parade for the shrine units, but the parade's not over.
Now we go back to the community type of entries with the conclusion of the shrine participation, and this is the Children's Performing Arts of Miamisburg, which is a nonprofit children's theater, and they promote to area youth the appreciation of the performing arts through education. They do performances throughout the year. They just finished up Shrek the Musical, and it's a newer organization, and they'll be performing Willy Wonka in the fall. And you can contact this organization at cpamberg.com.
And then we have the Kroger wagon. Kroger has been a merchant here in Miamisburg for over 100 years. They started out on Main Street and then went to the Miamisburg Shopping Center and, of course, their new location on Heineke Road. And I don't know what citizen does not go to Kroger's in Miamisburg.
Correct. Miamisburg Assembly of God, pickup truck there, and representative from that congregation located on North 9th Street in Miamisburg. That's the Miamisburg Assembly of God.
There's Pastor Bart. You know, if you look at the smiles on the children's faces, a little bit of rain's not going to stop them from enjoying a parade. Pete Academy is a local educational child care facility with 3 step up to the quality stars. And they're asking you to come in for a tour. Doesn't say where it's located, does it?
Behind the La Petite Academy are a couple vehicles from the Miami Valley Fire District. This is sort of a combined fire department that formed in 2012 between the Miamisburg Fire Department and the Miami Township Fire Department. They have 5 stations in the district. They run 8,000 calls per year. Approximately 65 members of the Miami Valley Fire District, emergency medical service, fire protection. It's been a successful decision for both jurisdictions, hasn't it, Mayor?
Yes, and it's just been great. And it proves what you can do when you cooperate with your neighbors. I can talk on this unit here. This is the unit from St. Jacob Lutheran Church right next to the city building. And on the big sickle up there is our pastor, Mike Hout. And you talk about a talented individual. He can play about every musical instrument. He can juggle, of course, these bicycles, and he really keeps the congregation going with his activities.
The multi-talented Pastor Hout. He really is involved in a lot of things, as is the entire congregation at St. Jacob's. It's located right here next to the Miamisburg Civic Center, right across the street from us. And that congregation is 195 years old. A short pause in the parade lineup, but next up, coming our way, is an entry from the Vicky Joe Dance Studio, now in its 58th year of dance education, led by owner and choreographer Vicky Furness. And Vicky is in the red vehicle convertible along with head assistant Sierra Campbell and teaching assistant Amanda Holmes. That's Vicky Joe Dance Studio, located on Dayton-Cincinnati Pike near Rice Field. Recital coming up this year on May 29th.
And there's going to be a special dance presentation, I understand, by Vicky Joe Boyer, who is the founder of Vicky Joe School of Dance. Coming up is the presentation of the Kettering School District. This little school bus has been in our parade for a number of years. So apparently Kettering doesn't have graduation today, so we do have a school district represented here. And
Mayor, did you pass out the awards this year to the parade entries?
I know that the Kitch Calliope was the mayor's award, and I did not get the information as to the Grand Marshal's award or the Chairman's award.
We mentioned again, we saw her near the front of the parade lineup, and that is this year's Grand Marshal, Carolyn Kilpatrick. Congratulations to her on that great honor. Much deserved. Very involved, as I mentioned, in the Miamisburg Youth Center for many, many years as a member of the board.
And St. John Lutheran Church is located at Gephardt Church Road and Maui Road. And they have a contingent in the parade today.
Also one of the oldest churches in the city.
It's one of the oldest churches, right. And what do we have here? I would think this is part of the Miamisburg Assembly of God, the MAG Racing Inc. They are celebrating their 20th year by providing a Christian drag race team for the youth in this area. We got to give a plug here to the Miami Valley Communications Council. They're the ones bringing us this televised coverage. And Brian Humphreys is the executive director of that, and he's driving the van that's going by now.
Next is an entry called Faith and Friends. And riding in the vehicle there are Bill Nance and Melody Morris, morning show hosts of faithandfriendsradio.com, an internet-based contemporary Christian music radio station. Walking along was their mascot, Moose Tracks Max. That's faithandfriendsradio.com.
And here comes the Mayor's Award winner. This is the Kitch Calliope. It's been in this parade for a number of years. Clovis Watkins was the builder of that Calliope years ago, and then John Watkins is carrying on that tradition from his father, and that's John standing on the back of the float right there. And the woman that's playing the Calliope is from Shelbyville, Indiana.
We've got the Helping Hands food pantry passing by in front of us here, followed by Bishop Leibold School, which has a campus here near the downtown district in Miamisburg. Helping Hands, getting back to that entry, celebrated their 50th anniversary last year in providing food pantry services in the community. Those volunteers do a terrific job. We want to commend them, and great to see Bishop Leibold, part of their community, out here joining us in the Spring Fling Parade as well.
And next we have the Miamisburg Lions Club. It's a service club here in Miamisburg that has done so much over the years for this community. And 50 years ago, Gary, they were the host of the sesquicentennial in Miamisburg, and some of their members are going to be taking part in the bicentennial celebration coming up in 2 years in 2018.
We have the Dayton Metro Library entry with branch manager Brielle Maynor following by. And big news for the library this year, building a new branch in Miamisburg, currently under construction at the corner of Linden and 6th Street. And then in the pickup there you see Miami Township trustee Bob Matthews in a police department vehicle. There's from our neighbors in Miami Township.
And Judy Dodge, Montgomery County Commissioner. Glad to have Judy in the parade. And we have Debbie Lieberman, another Montgomery County Commissioner, that is with us today. This is election year, so you're going to see a lot of candidates out. But our county commission has always been shows up for our parade. Hi.
Miss Montgomery County.
Miss Montgomery County is going by now. Sarah, I can't make out her last name. And
Sarah Clapper.
Sarah Clapper and Hannah Zimmerman.
Hannah Zimmerman. Chloe Thong. Say that name.
Chloe Thong.
Thong.
Thong. And she is, what's her title?
Outstanding team, Montgomery County Outstanding Team.
Outstanding team.
And she's a Miamisburg resident, Chloe Fong.
Okay. Contingent from our local cricket outlet here on Main Street. And the First Baptist Church is coming up.
From West Carrollton.
From West Carrollton. Glad to have them in our parade this year.
And following the First Baptist Church entry in the Cricket Wireless vehicle, Mayor, I think that's going to bring our Spring Fling Parade for 2016 to a conclusion. Maybe a little lighter lineup than we normally see because of the wet weather, but still, nonetheless, a nice parade.
Okay. And we want to remind everyone about our bicentennial coming up in 2 years. We're meeting the fourth Tuesday of every month at 7 o'clock, Miamisburg City Council chambers. So if you would like to be involved in any way, the plan for this event that's really going to be a big celebration, celebrating our 200th birthday as a community. Please show up and get involved in one of the committees, and let's make this the best celebration ever.
Volunteers important, so important to things that go on in a community. And Mayor, I talked earlier about the array of activities that are going to be taking place in Library Park throughout the weekend in 2016. And again, if you're watching this on May the 21st, you're watching live coverage, and the festival, the parade, or the Spring Fling Festival going on today and tomorrow, the 21st and the 22nd in Library Park. I want you to have an opportunity here to talk about all the work that goes on to this with the committee, the Spring Fling Committee, and unfortunately, Mayor, this is the first year that we're proceeding with Spring Fling without the longtime chair of that committee, former council member Hazel Isley.
Right. Hazel gave so much of her time and energy to the Spring Fling Committee, and she died late last year, and she is truly missed. But the other members of the organization have jumped in, and they've picked up. They meet yearly or monthly to make this celebration each year one of the best. They have done so much, Gary, good for the community since the Spring Fling was started 30-some years ago. And the gazebo in the park, the holiday lighting in the park and downtown has all been paid for through the proceeds of the Spring Fling. They've also, over the years, been generous with donating money for the downtown police officer that we have, and our police dog Toro. They donated, I believe, $20,000 to keep that, to get Toro into the community. So I can't say enough good about the members of the Spring Fling Committee and all they do to make Miamisburg a better place to live.
Well, let me thank you again for joining me here on our broadcast location, and always appreciate your contributions to the parade, and just enjoy the weekend, and good luck the rest of the year with your duties.
There's a lot going on in Miamisburg, and we have a lot of construction going on, but you know, construction is good because that means the town's progressing and it's going to be better for the future. So let's keep celebrating the good things going on in Miamisburg, because you know what I always say, great things are happening in Miamisburg.
I have heard that once or twice. Miamisburg Mayor Dick Church Jr. I'm Gary Giles. I want to give special thanks once again to all the crew, volunteer, staff members with Miami Valley Communications Council for making the broadcast possible of this year's Spring Fling Parade. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. So long, everybody.